Yes, very good morning to all of you. Today we will discuss the basic fundamental of the color television, color camera tubes, and video camera tubes. In the last lecture, we have already discussed about the TV transmitter and receiver section. The basic fundamental of the scanning, composite video signals, and blanking pulses, synchronizing pulses, transmitter section, receiver section, RF section, and work of the camera tube, video con camera tubes. We have already discussed. Now we are going to discuss the color television fundamental and camera tubes. Content of this is the color TV fundamentals. Today we will discuss the color TV fundamental and camera tubes, Vidicon camera tube. These are the main part of this video lecture. So before going to start this lecture, you just recall our all the fundamental principles of TV system. Learn about the basic of the color TV system, the main objective of this video lecture. After learning of the color TV system, the student will be able to understand the concept of the camera tubes. They will also learn the camera tube, what is the use of the camera tube in the TV system, and how TV system is convert the image into the electrical signal through the camera. So the student will understand the concept of the camera tube and the color TV system. The student will also learn about the Vidicon camera tube. This is the special type of the camera tube which is used in the TV system. The student will understand the concept of the color TV fundamental. They'll understand the how the color TV system is functioning and work. They will also learn about the camera tubes. The textbook for that is the Monochrome and the Color Television, second edition by R.R. Gulati. References are given here. In color TV system, sending only the luminance information, but in the color system, send information about the colors also. Means in the system of color television, the luminous information is sent. In the color system, the information about the color also sent with the luminance signal. All color TV systems are based on the principle of our eye. Here, the wavelength unit is the Armstrong. Visible spectrum 4,000 Armstrong to the 7,000 Armstrong. This is the range of the visible spectrum of our eye. So 1 Armstrong equal to the 10 to the 10 meter, or 1 nanometer is equal to the 10 Armstrong. This is the important relationship between the visible spectrum of the wavelength. The three basic colors are called as a primary colors. They are the red, green, blue. To get different color shading, have to mix the primary colors. Two types of the mixing. First is the additive mixing. Second is the subtractive mixing. Is used in the color table system. So the basic color or primary color in the color television system, which sending with the luminance signal, is the red, green, blue. And these three primary color compose other uh, colors by mixing theory. So we have two type of the mixing theory: additive mixing and subtractive mixing. Additive mixing of colors. In the primary colors, this method, two or three primary colors are mixed together to form a new color. So this is the additive mixing, because we add the two, three primary colors are together to form a new color. Suppose you are mixing the red and green, then it forms a new different color. So other color is formed by additive mixing theory. This is such like that. Mixing primary colors with the different intensities, we can obtain all types of the colors. Figure shows the method of the additive mixing by mixing a 30% red, 59% green, and 11% blue, we can get white color. So this is the combination of to develop the white color by primary colors using additive mixing theory. This is the complete representation. This is the complete representation of color mixing theory by additive mixing. The magenta is the developed by the red and blue. And white color is developed by the red green blue combination, which we have already discussed. Cyan color is developed by green and blue. Yellow is developed by red and green. And the combination of percentage of red is 30%, blue is 11%, green 59%. So three primary colors are used by adding, and it develops the white color. And we also develop the magenta, yellow, cyan color. So y equal to the represented by the luminance signal, and red plus blue is equal to the magenta 41%, blue plus green equal to the cyan 70%, red plus green, yellow 59%, 89%. Complementary color theory, color obtained by mixing only the two primary colors is called as complementary colors. Primary complementaries are red plus green is formed a yellow color. Red plus blue is formed the magenta color. Blue plus green equal to the cyan colors. So these are the three complementary colors which is formed by primary colors. It is also known as the primary complementary colors. Understand? So yellow, magenta, cyan is the three primary complementary colors. Next theory, after discussing the additive theory and complementary colors, we have a next mixing theory of the colors in the color theory fundamental is that is subtractive mixing. In the subtractive mixing, the reflecting properties of the color pigments are used. The color pigment can absorb all the color wavelength except its characteristics color wavelength. Its characteristics color frequency alone is reflected. If we are mixing two or three colors pigments, then a color wavelength common to them only reflected. The color pigment can observe all the color wavelength except its characteristics color wavelength. This method of the mixing is generally used in the color printing and color painting. By mixing the primary color, black color is gone. Different colors are obtained by subtracting the primary and secondary color from the white. So this is called the subtractive mixing. So we have discussed the additive mixing and subtractive mixing. So subtracting mixing is the use a different color are obtained by the subtracting primary and secondary color from the white. Now we have the color perceptions. The retina on the backside of our eye has a light sensitive organs. They can able to sense the light variations. So our eye is able to perceive the different color wavelength. Also, the retina is the connected to optical center of the brain optical nerves. So our retina in our eye has a sensitivity in our organs to detect the eye. Two types of the light sensitive organs, they are called rods and cones. Rods are used to identify the brightness variations. Cones are used to identify color informations. The colors are transferred to optical nerves. They are then mixed together to identify the original colors. So this is the ability to identify the colors or image by our nervous system or retina. The relative sensitivity of the eye, the wavelength in the nanometers, and relative sensitivity of the eye with respect to the wavelength. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. This is the wavelength for a different colors. So violet color has a 400 nanometer wavelength. Indigo have 450 nanometers. 500 is having for a blue, and green having a 550 nanometers. Yellow having 600 nanometers. Orange have 650 nanometers. Red have 700 nanometers. So red has highest wavelength is compared to the violet. Violet has the 400. So the this graph shows that the relative sensitive of the eye. So our eye is able to sensitive highly for green colors because green color has highest sensitivity of our eye as compared to the violet and gray. So this graph is able to explain the relative sensitivity of the eye with respect to the wavelength of different colors. So our eye is perceive the green color very much. So this is the relative sensitive of the eye and wavelength in the nanometers. Now, chromaticity's diagram. Chrominance or chromaticity diagram is a graphical representation of primary colors and all other color in a space coordinate based on the principle of tri-stimulus value. White color is formed by mixing of 30% red, 59% green, and 11% blue. This is already discussed in the additive mixing theory, and through graphically representation, we have already discussed how the percentage of the primary color is mixed to develop the white color. So chrominance is representative of primary colors and all other color in the space coordinate. Below figure is a two-dimension graph representing the hue and saturation on XY plane. In 3D representation, two axis is used to identify the brightness of the color. Chromaticity diagram is in shape of horseshoe. On three corners, we have a primary colors, and on a perimeter, different colors are available. On moving towards the center, pure colors are mixed with the white and desaturated. Point C represents the white color. This point is at the coordinate of x is equal to the 31, y equal to the 0.32. Sunlight, skylight, and daylight are called all different form of the white light. So this is the chromaticity diagram of additive mixing of the color. We have a Y chrominance value with respect to the nanometers wavelength. So Y has a values and X has a again in nanometers wavelength shown. So white color is formed by the green, red, and blue. So brightness level and gray level and black level is shown in the below figure of chromaticity. Advantages: using this diagram, we can identify the color obtained by additive mixing process. So additive mixing process, we are able to understand the concept of color mixing. If bright increases, jet axis also increases. So you are able to understand the XYZ graph through this. The chrominance diagram becomes enlarged in 3D representation. Now, three important terms in the color TV fundamental systems. All the colors are having the following three characteristics. One, hue. Second, saturation. Three, luminance. Luminance is it is a the amount of the light intensity as perceived by the eye regardless of the color. It is also called as brightness signal, Y signal, and white signal. Here, the luminous signal is the amount of the light intensity is perceived by our eye, regardless of the colors. It is also called as a brightness of signal, that is Y. Y is the luminous brightness signal, and it is also known as a luminous signal or white signal. So, how much signal is having a whiteness and bright? So, the eye is able to detect the light intensity in absent of the colors. You hint. It is the predominant spectral color. For example, green leaf has a green hue and red apple has a red hue. So you are able to understand that the tint or hue is the natural color or predominant spectral color in our natural things. For example, apple, green leaves has a green hue, red apple has a red hue. Saturations, it will indicate the spectral purify of color, that is, it will indicate how much white mixed with a particular color. It will indicate how much white mixed with the particular color. So saturation will indicate the spectral purify of the colors. Or it can understand that the mixing of the colors with the white, or color is mixed with the white. So spectral purify of the colors. Chrominance, hue and saturation together are called as chrominance or chrome signal. So the hue and saturation both consist the chrome signal. So these are the luminance, hint, hue, saturation, and chrominance. These four properties of the color fundamental is given here to understand the concept of color television system. Formation of the chrominance signal in PAL system weighting factor. PAL system, U or the V signal, U is represented by the 0.44 B minus 0.29 G, and we have a plus 0.15 R. B color, B is represented as a 0.61 R minus 0.52 R minus 0.1 B. Example, the yellow colors, the Y equal to the red plus green. So U is equal to the 0.29 minus plus minus 0.15, it is minus 0.44. B 0.61 plus minus 0.52, which is equal to the 0.09. Yellow color chrominance signal. So So yellow color prominence is the under root of the u square plus v square, which is plus minus 0.44. Yellow color Y signal values, red plus green, this is equal to the 0.3 plus 0.59 equal to the 0.89. So we are able to detect the prominence and luminance of signal of color yellow. Now we are coming to discuss on the second part of this lecture, very important part of the transmitter section in the color TV fundamental or the monochrome color television system. That is the camera tubes. Camera tube is a device which is detect the image, or it convert the optical image into the electrical signal. Now first we have to discuss the introduction of the camera tubes. A camera tube is an important unit that is used to convert the optical image into the electrical signal. TV camera tubes use the photo emissions or photoconduction principle for converting optical source. It is a device which convert the photoconduction principle for converting the optical source. Characteristics of the camera tubes, light transfer characteristics. It has a light transfer characteristics. It gives the relation between light falling on the camera tube and the electrical current produced. Spectral response. It is the ability of the camera tube to respond equally to all colors like the human eye. Sensitivity, good camera tubes have high sensitivity. It is the ability to respond for even a very low illumination. So these three characteristics, and after that we have a dark current. Even if there is no illumination on the face plate of camera tube, there is a small amount of the signal current flow in the output circuit. This current is called dark current. Lag characteristics. It is the inability of a photosensitive layer to follow the faster changes in the illumination on camera tube. Resolving power. Number of the black and white lines of the resolutions in the picture increase the signal current produced is not able to full changes in the black and white level. So these six are the characteristics of the camera tube. First is the light transfer characteristics, spectral responses, sensitivity, dark current, lag characteristics, and last one is the resolving power. Now the types of the camera tube. Based on the principle, we have three types of the camera tubes: photo emissive camera tubes, photo conductive camera tubes, so based on these principle, we have to discuss three types of the camera tubes, and the photo emissive camera tubes, photoconductive camera tubes, photovoltaic camera tubes. These are the based on principles. Three photoelectric effect are used for the converting the variation of the light intensity electrical variations. Based on the target plate, that is the second criteria of the classification of our camera tube. So through this, student will understand the based on target plate classification of camera tube. First is the Vidicon camera tube. Second is Plumbicon. Third, Saticon. Fourth is the Nuicon. Fifth is Chalnicon, and sixth is silicon diode array. Today we are going to discuss important type of this is the Vidicon type, our camera tube that is worked on the target plate concept. So this is the construction of the camera tube which is worked on target plate concept, that is the Vidicon camera tube. Vidicon camera tube is a small size camera tube that operate on the principle of the photoconductivity. So the basic concept of the basic principle of the Vidicon camera tube is used in this system, or in this Vidicon camera tube is the photoconductivity. When the light is falls on the photodiodes, then they will conduct and the electrical voltage is developed. So this is the construction of the Vidicon camera tubes. This Vidicon camera tube consisting the some grids, glass plates, light image, target, alignment coil, focusing coil, deflection coil, and cathodes, and some grids for beam focusing and accelerators, deacceleration, etc. So in this, the light image is converted into the electrical voltage by photoconductivity method or photoconductivity concept. So 0 to 100 volt is voltage is applied on cathode. Now we have to discuss one by one the target plate or face plate. It consists of thin photoconductive layer of either selenium or antimony. This is deposited on transparent conducting film coated on inner surface of the face plate. So photoconductive layer consisting the selenium or antimony material, and this is deposited on the transparent conducting film coated on the inner surface of the face plate. This conductive coating is known as the signal electrode or plate. Scanning section, the beam that emerges from the electron guns is focused on the surface of the photoconductive layer by combined action of uniform magnetic field of an external coil and electrostatic field. Deflection is obtained by the vertical and horizontal deflection coils. So for deflection, we have a horizontal and vertical deflection coils, and external coils for electrostatic fields. Next section of this camera tube is the electron gun section. Heater, cathode, control grid, focusing coils, and accelerating anodes form the electron sun section. The focusing coil are used to focus the e to the power minus n beam. Heater, cathode, control grid, and focusing coil and accelerating anodes from the electron gun section. The working after discussing the principle and the construction of the Vidicon camera tube, now we have a working concept of this camera tubes. So photo layers is shown, signal plate, and how the signal is developed and given to the output of camera signal output, the scanning beam, electron gun. Here the shown that the how the camera tube is working. With the light focused, the photo energy enables the more electrons to the conduction band, and this reduces the resistivity. When bright light falls on any area of the photoconductive coating, resistance across the thickness of the portion get reduced to about 2 into 10 to the power 6. Thus, with target, each point on sun side of photo layer assumes a certain potential with respect to the DC supply, depending on its resistance to the signal plate. As electron beams scans sufficient number of the electron on the photo layer, reduce the potential towards the zero potential. Remaining electrons are not deposited on target, returned back, and not utilized. However, the sudden changes in the potential while the scan cause current flow, producing the varying voltage across RL. The current in the RL and the voltage across the RL are directly proportional to the light intensity variation on scene. Video signal developed across the RL is very small in amplitude. It is therefore amplified by the amplifier. It leaves the camera tube. So to increase the amplitude, intensity, or value of the amplitude of the camera signal, we have to use amplified the signal by amplifiers, and video signal developed across RL is very small in the amplitude, so we have to increase this amplitude by some amplifiers. Now, light transfer characteristics, how the light is converted into the electrical signal. So each camera tube has a this type of the characteristics. So this camera, VDCon camera, is worked on the photoconductive principle. Each curve represents the characteristics curve of a particular dark current. By adjusting the target voltage, both dark current and the sensitivity are increased. So this is the graph between the illumination on tube base and output current. So light illumination is a, and output current in the microamperes, and we have some dark current. Now, advantage of the VDCon camera tube is that advantages is the high resolution, means it is able to detect the small things, long life, small size, and low cost. It has a small size and low cost. Gamma cancellation circuit is not necessary. So it has a advantage that it has a high resolution with respect to the low cost and small size. and the lifespan of the Vidicon tube is very large. And after discussing some advantages, we have some disadvantages of the Vidicon camera tube. That high dark current, the dark current in the case of this Vidicon camera tube is very high. We have already discussed the dark current when the low quality of image is detected by that camera tube. So this is known as the dark current. No signal is out in the output. Poor sensitivity, it has a poor sensitivity. Image lag is more. So lagging of the image is more. Now we have some multiple choice questions on the basis of color television system and camera tubes. The main purpose of interlacing in the television scanning is to A. Reduce the flicker, B. Brighten the TV picture, C. Sharpen picture outline, increase channel bandwidth. MCQ second, a complete television signal consists of A. Sync pulses and a sound signal, B. Camera signal, C. A video signal and sync pulses, D. A composite video signal and sound signal. Third, the best viewing distance for a TV picture is dash times the picture height. 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12. The component signals are A. Camera signal, B. Blanking sync pulses, C. Sync pulses, D. All of the above. Component signal is the means composite video signal. Basically, a picture detector is A. An IF video coupler, B. Power rectifier, C. Demodulator, D. Ratio detector. MCQ number 6, the DC component of a video signal corresponds to in the televised scene A. Maximum illumination, B. Picture contrast, C. Background illumination, D. Picture details. 7. A color TV camera contains the camera tube A1, B2, C3, D4. Multiple choice question number 8. The purpose of the blanking pulses is to A. Ensure a uniform scanning weight, B. Avoid the flickering effect, C. Make the traces invisible, D. None of these. Trace period of a horizontal line is A. 64 microseconds, B. 12 microseconds, C. 52 microseconds, D. 20 microseconds. Last question, what is the bandwidth of PAL system? PAL system is stand for phase alteration in line. That is A5, D6, C7, D8. So the conclusion of this video lecture is that the student will understand the concept of the color television system. After discussing the color television fundamental, in this lecture we have already discussed that how the color is produced in the color television system. In this we have discussed two types of the color theory. additive mixing, and subtractive mixing. After that, we have already discussed in this video lecture the luminous signal, chrominous signal, hue, saturation, tint. These are the important characteristics of color television system or terminology. A part of the color television, we have discussed here the important part of TV system, that is TV transmission system, camera tubes. Camera tube is a device which convert the optical image into the electrical signal. It is just like our retina system. So image is converted or scene is converted into the electrical signal. So in this lecture, we have also discussed the types of camera tubes and the construction working principle of Vidicon camera tube. Thank you. Thank you very much.